Hey there, Matrix. Welcome to Educate. In this wonderful video, we'll be doing this June 2025 supplementary paper. And the circuit diagram below, the battery has an EMF of 24 volts and an internal resistance of 0.3 ohms. The light bulb L has a resistance of 9.5 ohms and R is a resistor of unknown resistance. Ignore the resistance of the emitters and the connecting wires. It is very important that you have watched my previous videos explaining the concept of internal resistance and how to deal with electric circuits in general. Please watch that playlist from grade 10 content because you guys missed the basic just because you want to get these tough things so that you can fail easily. So now, here, let's do an analysis on our circuit before we start with the questions. Remember that in a circuit, we start with a battery here. In this case, the battery is made up of cells. This is the positive terminal. This is the negative terminal. And then this resistor that is found in this box, this dotted box-like shape, this is known as the internal resistor. So this value with small letter R, which is 0.3 ohms, is the internal resistance. Then the EMF of the battery, or the maximum voltage of the battery, is 24 volts. So now when we analyze our circuit, we know that the direction of conventional current, it flows from the positive terminal. So the total current is flowing out of the positive terminal and it passes through this A2, this emitter A2. Remember that an emitter is a tool, or it's a tool that is used to measure current. So it means that this emitter A2, it is measuring what type of current? The total current, because this is the current that is coming straight from the battery. It hasn't been divided. It has not been splitted. Nothing has happened to it as of yet. So this yellow current is the total current that is being measured by emitter A2. So I'm just going to write next to it that the current through this emitter is the total current, so that you guys understand them. And then this total current continues to flow, and it flows through this resistor R of unknown resistance. So we don't know the resistance here of R, but we certainly know that it is also receiving the total current. So the current through resistor R is the total current, because the current hasn't been splitted, or the current hasn't divided, because the current is coming straight from the battery through the emitter A2 and through this resistor R. So this resistor R is measuring the total current. Now the problem is here, when this yellow total current reaches at this point, it has to split, or it has to divide. Okay, why does it have to divide? It's because it is seeing two different paths. Okay, we have got this path that is going in this way, or this path that is going down this direction. So the current does not have a choice, but it has to split, and it can split because all the switches are closed, because all of this is a closed circuit. So basically, when the current reaches here, or when the total current reaches here, it splits. Some of it will go there, some of it will descend down there. So basically, I'm going to use different colors to highlight and say that some of the current will split and go in that direction, and then some of the current will split and go down there. So this is the current that will split and go down there through this 9 ohms resistor, and then it will flow until it reaches back at this point. Remember, the current cannot flow through a voltmeter. Basically, remember that a voltmeter, it has got very high resistance, so the current cannot flow through a voltmeter. So now look at this green current, because I didn't complete it. So some of the current is splitted, this green current, the one that I'm highlighting here, but this green current will split again for the second time. So this green current, it does what? It splits again for the second time. So it means some of it will split. Let's just use another combination of colors. Some of it will split and go to this light bulb L, which is having a resistance of 9.5 ohms. So this is the purple current, and it will come here. And some of it will split, and let's just give it a maroon color. So some of it will split here, and it will go to the switch S2 through the emitter A1, and it will go to the resistor 13 ohms, and then it will come back here and it will recombine with the purple current. So what you need to know here, as this purple current and this maroon current recombine again, they are going to form the green current, because this green current is splitted into this purple and this maroon current. Guys, it's like here, I will repeat this example for a million times. This green current is like 100 rands. I split it into 50 rand there, another 50 rand there, and then I combine those two 50 rands again, it must still give me the same current, this same 100 rands in this case. So basically I will say that this current will still be the green current. And when this green current combines again with the blue current, it will give us the total current of the circuit, which is the yellow current. So this highlighting is not just for fun, grade 12s, it's for you to have an understanding on how the total current works. That total current will go back to the negative terminal. So just an analysis, just a summary of the analysis that I've made here. The total current flows from the positive terminal and it flows out through the positive terminal. That is the total current. It flows through this A2, this emitter A2, and flows through a resistor R. That's the total current, njalo. It hasn't been splitted, but when it reaches at this point, it has to divide or it has to split. Some of it will go there, some of it will descend and go to the 9 ohms resistor. The one that I've painted in green will flow here. The one that I've painted in blue will flow here, the 9 ohms. So basically this green current, it splits again because there are two parts, or the wire is dividing, or the wire is branching into two different regions, guys. So it definitely has to split. It has no way, no other way. Okay, so basically when the current reaches at this point, it splits again. Some of it will be the purple current going through this light bulb L. Some of it will be this maroon current going through this 13 ohms, but it will recombine again to form the current it was at the beginning. And then this green current and this blue current, remember, they splitted from this yellow current. So when they join again, they will still form the total current. Please guys, I repeat, please watch my videos introducing how current flows from the basics in grade 10 all the way up to grade 12. That's the only way that you'll be able to understand this intuitively. So now let's go ahead and answer them questions. 8.1, state the Ohm's law in words. I've been stating Ohm's law for millions of years, but I'll state it one more time here. So 8.1, when they say state the Ohm's law, you just have to tell us about the potential difference and the current, those two. So the potential difference, so we say that the potential difference across a conductor, or you can say across a resistor. So the potential difference across a conductor is directly proportional. Remember, it is directly proportional. It is directly proportional to the current. It is directly proportional to the current through, or you can say the current in the conductor. So the current through, or you can say the current in the conductor. But all of this must happen at a constant temperature. So this is at a constant temperature. That's how you state the Ohm's law. Guys, please mind the keywords that we're using here. We have to mention the what? The potential difference. We have to mention the what? We have to mention the current. And we have to mention that they are directly proportional to one another. And this can only happen at a constant temperature. So now let's go to the calculations there. 8.2, we have got 8.2 and 8.2.1 as the first. Calculate the current through the light bulb L. Remember that the light bulb L, we are given its resistance here. It is 9.5 ohms. The ohms is measuring the resistance, right? So the current through this light bulb L is the 9.5 ohms, right? So we've got 9.5 ohms here, but we do not have the voltage so that you can find the current. So we know that we need two things to find the other thing. Remember, the formula says V is equals to I times R. So in this case, for this light bulb L, we certainly do have the resistance, which is 9.5 ohms. We are looking for the current, of course, through it, but we do not have the voltage across it. So this voltage is more like an unknown that we can actually find. So how can we find this voltage through the light bulb L? When we realize and when we analyze carefully here, the light bulb L is actually connected. It is actually connected in parallel to this 18 ohms resistor, because you can see that all of these, they are receiving splitted currents. Because basically it's like they are current splitted from this green current, right? So some of it went to the bulb, some of it went to the 13 ohms resistor. So that's why we say that this light bulb is actually connected in parallel to this 13 ohms resistor. And what do we know about the voltage across these parallel resistors? When you've got resistors connected in parallel, we always say that the voltage across them is equal. okay, the voltage across parallel resistors is equal to one another. We don't add it up, is equal, it's not divided. It's only the current that is divided. That's why we drew it using different colors, but basically the voltage remains the same, or the voltage is equal. So if we can find the voltage through this 13 ohms resistor, that would actually help us. By the way, we didn't read this mini statement. When both switches S1 and S2 are closed, the reading on the emitter A1 is 0.8 amperes. This is the most important piece of information that we have missed. So basically, we know that the current through the emitter A1 is 0.8 amperes. Remember, an emitter is always measuring current, right? So this current through A1, it is this maroon current, the one that I've drawn using the maroon color. Okay, so basically this current, you can see that as it passes through this emitter A1, it will also pass through this 13 ohms resistor. So basically the current through this 13 ohms resistor is 0.8 amperes. Okay, so the current through the 13 ohms resistor is 0.8 amperes. So we know that the current here is 0.8 amperes. And we also know the resistance of this 13 ohms resistor. So we can actually find the voltage. So basically, how can we find the voltage? We just need to use the formula that we know. What do we know? We know the resistance, of course. The resistance there, it is 13 ohms. Okay, we're talking about this 13 ohms resistor, not the light bulb. And then what else do we know? We know the current through it is 0.8 amperes. We are looking for the voltage. Right? So we know that V is equals to IR. Now we are answering the question. V is equals to IR. And in this case, we are looking for the voltage through this 3 ohms resistor. So I like using subscripts. And then the current through it, we know that it is 0.8 amperes. And then the resistance there, it is 13 ohms. Just punch this into your calculator. That's going to give you 10.4. So that's going to give you 10.4 volts. So basically the current through the voltage across this 13 ohms resistor, we now know that it is 10.40 volts. And we have said that here we're looking for the current through the light bulb L, and our unknown was the voltage. But we also say that the voltage across this 13 ohms resistor is the same or is equal to the voltage through the light bulb itself, since they are connected in parallel with one another or to one another. So basically here we can just say that we already know that the voltage through the light bulb L. So I can say that this voltage through the 3 ohms resistor, it is the same as the voltage through the light bulb L, because these are connected in what? They are connected in parallel to one another. So now, since I now know the voltage and I know the resistance of the light bulb, I can now look for the current, which is what the question is requiring. So I can just say now, from this, I can just say now the voltage for the light bulb is equals to the current flowing through the light bulb times the resistance of the light bulb. So here the voltage of the light bulb, we now know that that is 10.40. So I'll write 10.40 volts. And then the current through is the one that I'm looking for. The resistance of the light bulb is 9.5 ohms. So now if I just divide both sides by 9.5 here, I will get that the current through this light bulb is going to be equal to 1.09. So that's going to be 1.09. Not dogs, you have to measure it using certain units. Guys, units are very important here. So we know that here this is 1.09 amperes. We measure it in amperes. So the current through here, the current through this light bulb is 1.09 amperes. Simple, straightforward, right? And then now they say we're looking for the reading on emitter A2. Remember that, guys, when we did an analysis, that was not just for nothing. The analysis was worth it so that we understand what type of current are we measuring in A2. If we look at emitter A2, we've already analyzed that the current through the emitter A2 is the total current. So we already have an idea that we are measuring the what? We are measuring the total current. So when they say calculate the reading on emitter A2, this is just an indirect question or an indirect way of asking us to calculate the total current. Simply that. So how can you find the total current? The yellow current, that is the total current that is coming or emanating from the battery. So as this current is coming out from the battery or is flowing out of the battery, it's splitted into the green and the blue. Those are the main divisions that have happened here. The yellow current, or this yellow highlighted current, the total current, it's splitted into the green current and into the what? Into the blue current. So when we say that current is splitting, it simply means that if we were to add this green current and this blue current and add them here again, it will still give us the what? The yellow current. It's like, I still repeat again, guys, we are splitting a certain amount of money, 1,000 rand, 2,000, okay, let's just say 200 rands goes there, which is the green current, and then 800 rands goes there, which is the blue current. When they combine again here, what will they form? The 200 plus 800 will still form the 1,000, the one that we have splitted. So similarly here, if we're able to calculate this blue current, which is the current through the 9 ohms resistor, and this green current, which is the current that is going through this entire thing, this entire light bulb and this 13 ohms resistor, if we combine them together, we're gonna get the what? We're gonna get the total current. So let's now get to getting the total current. How do we do that? Well, it's simple here in this case, because you can see that here we're having the 9 ohms resistor, right? So the 9 ohms resistor, we don't really have any other information about it. But what do we know here? We definitely know that the current through the light bulb is 1.09 amperes, which is something that we have calculated in 8.2.1. The current through the 13 ohms resistor, it was given in the statement in that is 0.8 amperes. Okay, so basically if we add this current through the light bulb and the current through the 18 ohms resistor, it's going to give us this green current, the one that is splitted. Because remember that the green current is splitted into, some of it went there to the light bulb, which is 1.09 amperes. Some of it went there to the 18 ohms resistor, which is 0.8 amperes. So adding them together, it will give us this green current, or this current across this whole big combination of these two. So basically, we're not having two components that are connected in parallel to one another. Their current is divided. So it simply means that when you add it again, it will give you the current that they had at first. So basically, the total of these two, when you combine this parallel combination, will give you 1.09 plus 0.8. That is the green current. But now, how do we find this one? That is the blue current, the one that is flowing through the 9 ohms resistor. It is simple. Look at this. The voltage across this, okay, let's just combine it and say that the voltage across this entire circle here, it is 10.40 volts. Why do I say that? Remember that the 10.0 volts, at first we say that it is the voltage through the 18 ohms resistor. And we calculated here in 8.2.1, we say that the voltage through the 3 ohms resistor is 10.40 volts. And you know that voltage across parallel combination, it is equal. You don't add it up. So the voltage of the entire combination, it is 10.40 volts. Voltage is equal. Guys, when we're having parallel components, we say what? We say that the parallel voltage is equals to the voltage of the first thing, is equals to the voltage of the second thing. Even if you have got 1,000,000 resistors connected in parallel, they will have the same voltage, and the total of that combination will still be the same voltage. That is what I'm talking about when I say that you understand that voltage is equal. You don't just cram these things, guys. You go, this is physics. You have to go and dig deeper and understand. I've made a video introducing voltage, current, and resistance. I repeat again, the voltage across parallel components or resistors or light bulbs, whatever it is that is connected in parallel to the other thing, it has got the same voltage. So since we know the voltage of this 18 ohms resistor to be 10.4 volts as calculated, it means that the voltage through the light bulb is the same, and the voltage through the entire combination of the light bulb and the 13 ohms resistor, it is still 10.40 volts. And you can see that, what can you see here? You can see that this whole combination here, it is parallel to this 9 ohms. Okay, this whole combination of the light bulb and this 13 ohms, this whole combination, it is parallel to this 9 ohms, because basically remember that the total current, which was the yellow current, it splitted into the green current, right? And then in the blue current. So these two combinations are receiving splitted current, or they are receiving current that has been splitted. So they are parallel. That is what it means to be parallel. Parallel is not like parallel lines that you know in mathematics. No. When we say that two resistors are connected parallel to one another, what does it mean? It means that they are receiving current that has been splitted. Okay, current that has been splitted. So this whole combination here, it is a receiving current that has been splitted. This green current that has been splitted from this yellow one, and this 9 ohms is receiving the blue current. I repeat again, if you don't understand this, go and watch my video introducing current, voltage and resistance, so that you fully understand that when you say that voltage is divided, or voltage is the same, I mean, across parallel resistors, this is what we mean. So the voltage across this 9 ohms resistor, it is also 10.40 volts. Yes, so the voltage across this is the same as the voltage across this 9 ohms resistor, is 10.40 volts. So I can just come here and say that the voltage across the 9 ohms resistor is 10.40 volts as well, because it is parallel to this light bulb, this 13 ohms, this combination J, it is parallel to this 9 ohms resistor. So that's 10.40 volts. So having this, we can calculate the current through the 9 ohms resistor. How can you calculate the current through the 9 ohms resistor here? Remember that the 9 ohms resistor, we do have its resistance to be 9 ohms. We now have its voltage to be 10.40 volts. So if we just use the Ohm's law in that case, we're just going to say that 8.2.2, we're just going to say what? Just going to say that the current will be equals to the voltage over the resistance. Yeah, this is just coming from this formula. V is equals to IR, of course. So the current here will be equals to the voltage. The voltage in this case, we know that it is 10.40 volts. Then the resistance here, it is 9 ohms. So the current through this 9 ohms resistor, we now know that it's going to be somewhere around 10 point, just use the calculator there. So that's just going to be 10.40 divided by 9. That will give us 1.16 amperes. So basically, the current through this 9 ohms resistor, it is 1.16 amperes. So we know that there is 1.16 amperes here. And this total here, it is this 1.09 plus this 0.8. So when we add all of these three currents, that will give us the total yellow current, the one that we have that we had at first. So basically, if we can just go and say 8.2.2, therefore, to find the total current, I total, I have to add this current through the light bulb L to this current through the 13 ohms resistor, and I add this to the current through the 9 ohms resistor. All of it will give me the total, which is the yellow, because basically the current that is flowing through the light bulb, the 13 ohms and the 9 ohms, all of it is coming from this yellow current. So basically, if we add the currents through them, it will direct us back to the yellow currents. That is what we mean when we say that the current is divided. So the current through the light bulb, we know that the current through the light bulb, we've calculated it at some point, 8.2.1. We found 1.09 amperes. The current through the 13 ohms resistor. Current through the 13 ohms resistor, what did we get, Gambe? We got 0.8 amperes. Okay, we were told in the statement. And then the current through the 9 ohms resistor is the one that we just calculated to be 1.16 amperes. And then we just need to add the total of those. When you add them, they are going to give you a total of 3.05 amperes. This is going to be your total current. Why did you calculate the total current? Did they ask it in the statement or in the question? Not really. They say calculate the reading on what? On emitter A2. But because when you know that emitter A2 is measuring the total current, that is what you are calculating for. So please analyze before you begin. Now 8.2.3, now they say calculate the resistance of a resistor R. So this is the unknown resistor, which is a resistor R. Well, here it seems like you've got pretty much a lot of information. You've got the EMF, you've got What else don't you have here? You've got the internal resistance, you've got the total current. There's everything that you need to be able to calculate this resistor R. Okay, how can we go about calculating the resistor R? So just from seeing here, remember that the resistor R, it is receiving the total current. So we say that this resistor, it is in the series part of the circuit. Okay, so basically everything that is receiving the total current, we say it is in the series part of the circuit because the current has not been divided as of yet. Okay, so what we can try, or what we can attempt to do here, we can attempt to find the voltage through this resistor R. Okay, we can attempt to find the voltage through the resistor R. The voltage through the resistor R is not going to be the same as the EMF. Definitely not going to be the same as the EMF. Okay, but how can we figure that out? We know that we have got a formula that relates EMF to the external voltage and all that. So I'm just going to write it down here and say that the EMF, remember that it is equals to the total current times the external resistance plus the internal resistance. So this is going to give you what? This is going to give you the EMF. Or you can write this in a more easier version, which is equals to the external voltage plus the internal voltage, or you can say the lost voltage. Okay, so you can say EMF is equals to the external voltage plus the lost voltage, or you can say that EMF is equals to the total current into R plus R. Both methods can work for you to be able to find the voltage through the resistor R, because you know the current. How do you know the current? Guys, we already said it will say resistor R is receiving the total current. This yellow current, I'm even using colors, so we know the total current is 3.05 amperes. So we already know the current through resistor R, but we do not know the voltage through resistor R. So if we find the voltage, we can be able to find the what? We can be able to find the resistance, because the formula only needs two things. V is equals to I times R. So here in this case, for this resistor R, we do not know the voltage. It is an unknown, but we do know the total current. It is the one that is passing through R. Okay, R is receiving the total current, and we don't know its resistance. This is what we are solving for. So the mission for this question, you need to always know the mission of a question. The mission for this question is to find the voltage through the resistor R. How do we find the voltage through the resistor R? Simply here, you can just use, let's just use the simpler formula here, which is EMF is equals to the external voltage plus the lost voltage. So here the EMF, you are given that it is 24 volts. If we substitute the external voltage here, in this case we do not know it, so this is the external voltage, but the internal voltage or the lost voltage, we can potentially find it. How do we find the lost voltage? Remember that from this version of Ohm's law, we can say that the lost voltage is equals to the current multiplied by the internal resistance. Whenever you're calculating the lost voltage or the internal voltage, you use current times internal resistance. Okay, so here instead of writing V lost, I can just calculate a current times internal resistance here. So I'm just going to write current times internal resistance instead of writing V lost, because I know the current. In this case, it is the total current. Yeah, the total current times the internal resistance. So if I just substitute that, this is going to be 24 is equals to the external voltage plus the total current we've already calculated in this previous step. Remember, we said that the total current is the reading on ammeter A2. So if you don't know what the reading on ammeter A2 is the total current, should see you are going to be in trouble for this one. So we know that it is 3.05 amperes. The reading on ammeter A2, which is the total current, we know that it is 3.05 amperes. Then the internal resistance here, we know that it is 0.3 ohms. So basically, if you do your manipulations, you do your beautiful mathematics there, you'll find out that the external voltage, the total external voltage that will come out of the circuit here is going to be 23.09. Yeah, 23.09 volts. So this is the total external voltage. Now let's kind of debug this misinterpretation once more. Okay, so When I say that this is the total external voltage, it means that this is the voltage that is leaving the circuit, the total voltage of the circuit, right? The total voltage of the circuit, where will it go? Some of it will go to resistor R. I'm sure we say that resistor R, it is the one in series, is the series resistor, right? So some of it will go to the resistor R. Some of it will go to the what? It will go to this entire parallel combination. Remember that the voltage across a parallel combination is equal. So some of it will be across this parallel combination, all of it. And some of it will be across the resistor R. So we have got two parts of a circuit, the series part where we find the resistor R, and the parallel part where we are finding everything where the current is splitted. So wherever you see the total current or wherever you see the yellow current, that is the series part of the circuit. And wherever you see any other colors, that is the parallel part of the circuit. So we already know that the voltage across this entire parallel part of the circuit, it is 10.40 volts. How do we know it? I've already told you million times here that the voltage across parallel resistors is equal, and the whole combination of these parallel resistors, it will have equal voltages. So the voltage across this entire combination, let me just circle it using a pen, but basically the voltage across this entire parallel combination, all of it is parallel, right? This entire parallel combination has got a voltage, and that voltage is what? That voltage is 10.40 volts. We've calculated it, 10.40 volts. It is the voltage across this bulb, it is the voltage across this 13 ohms resistor, it is the voltage across this 9 ohms resistor. It is equal to the voltage across the entire thing because they are parallel. That's what it means when you say that the voltage across parallel resistors is equal. So now that you know that, so the total external voltage, or this external voltage, or it is actually made up of two things. So you can say that the external voltage is equals to the parallel voltage plus the series voltage. Okay, so that's the total voltage of the circuit. The EMF is not the total voltage. If there is internal resistance, the total voltage that we have is this external one. So that's why we have to add the parallel voltage plus the series voltage. The parallel voltage in this case, okay, we already found the external voltage. Of course, let's just substitute it there. The external voltage is 23.09 volts. The parallel voltage, you already know that it is 10.40, okay, but the series one, we do not know it. So here we can see that if we just transpose a 23.09, then you transpose this 10.40 on the other side, you're just going to get that the voltage across the series combination, or the voltage in the series combination, is going to be equals to 23.09 minus 10.40, that will give you 12.69 volts. So this voltage, it is the voltage across a resistor R. Why do we say that? Remember that here, when the voltage like comes out of this battery, okay, just imagine it as the voltage coming out of this battery. Some of it will go to resistor R. Some of it will go to this entire parallel combination. So in this entire parallel combination, the voltage is not divided. The voltage is equal. That's why we say that the voltage in the light bulb and the 13 ohms and the 9 ohms, they are equal. Okay, so we don't really have to divide them. We don't have to add them up. But the voltage through the resistor R plus the voltage through this entire combination must give us the total external voltage, which is 23.09 volts. So now that we have got the voltage across the series combination, and we see that the only thing here in the series combination, according to what you see here, it is the resistor R. So the voltage across resistor R, it is this 12.69 volts. So we now know the voltage of resistor R. I hope that makes sense as well. So the voltage of resistor R, we now have it. It is 12.69. We can now just use our Ohm's law and say now, therefore, the voltage is equals to I times R. In this case, we now know that the voltage is 12.69 volts. the current through resistor R, we say that resistor R is receiving the total current. I repeat this for the 1000th time again. So the total current, we already measured it to be 3.05, right? And then we are looking for the resistor R, the resistance R. So all you have to do here is to divide by 3.05 on both sides. So you divide both sides by 3.05. Divide both sides by 3.05. This cancels, this cancels. So R here will be equals to 12.69 divided by 3.05, give you 3 into 12, 4, and then 5 into, okay, 4.16, okay, 4.16 ohms. So that is the value of the resistance of resistor R. Please take your time analyzing the circuit. This 23 marks, you should get all of it. Okay. Hey Lapo, I know that you've been enjoying this wonderful video and most likely you've been enjoying watching this handsome face in front of you, but sorry ladies, I'm taken. I just here to tell you that Educate is on the road to 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. So please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you get notifications whenever I post new videos. I want you guys to pass. Okay, so if you make my dream true, I reach 100k subscribers, I will make your dreams come true. I will even get you to varsity. I will get you with 7 distinctions. Yes. So now we have got a couple of conceptual questions here that you need to be able to answer. I'll only answer one of them, then the two you will answer in the comments, right? So switch S2 is now opened. Switch S1 remains closed. Okay, switch S2 is open, but switch S1 remains closed. How will this affect the reading on emitter A2? Choose from increases, decreases, or remains the same, and give a reason for your answer. I've made a video explaining the Ohm's law and how to interpret such conceptual questions. Let's get to how to interpret this. When we open a switch, it simply means that we are actually stopping, or we are blocking current from passing through that path. So here in this case, if I open the switch S2, you can see this is switch S2. The moment I open it, the moment it becomes an open switch, okay, the moment this switch S2 becomes an open switch, okay, let me just open it here. Okay, so I have opened switch S2. So the moment I open switch S2, it simply means that no current will be able to flow through this path. If we use that diagram that is got colors for you to see here, there won't be any maroon current that will be passing through this. Remember that when you're opening a switch, it is the same thing as removing a resistor. Opening a switch is the same thing as removing a resistor, because the moment I open this switch S2, it means no current will be able to flow through this 18 ohms resistor. So in other ways, I am removing the 18 ohms resistor. In other words, in simpler terms, when we are opening a switch, it simply means that I'm doing what? I'm removing the resistor connected to that switch. In this case, I'm opening switch S2. So it means that this 18 ohms resistor won't receive any current. And when it's not receiving any current, it simply means that it's the same thing as saying I've removed it from the circuit. So basically, I've removed the 18 ohms resistor. That's actually what happened. This is basic from grade 10. You know that whenever you open a switch, no current can pass through. And when no current is passing through, it means that there is actually no resistance there. Because I'm actually opening this switch S2, meaning that I'm doing what? I'm blocking current from passing through the 18 ohms resistor. Otherwise means that I'm removing a resistor. Remember that when you are removing a resistor in a parallel combination, what happens when I'm removing a resistor in a parallel combination? The resistance will do what? Will increase, right? The total resistance will increase. So that's the first observation that you can make there. So here you can now explain using your beautiful English words. You have to mention that opening the switch means that you are removing the 18 ohms resistor. So you explain that opening the switch S2, it means you are removing the 18 ohms resistor. And when you are removing the 18 ohms resistor, What does this mean? Since the 13 ohms resistor is connected in parallel to this light bulb and this 9 ohms resistor, it simply means that when you are removing a resistor from a parallel combination, what does it mean? The resistance increases. I'm sure you hear that well. When you are removing a resistor in parallel, the resistance increases. So you need to say that the total resistance increases. The total resistance increases. And what happens when the total resistance increases? It simply means that the current, because here they say, how will this affect the reading on emitter A2? Remember, the reading on emitter A2, I don't know how many times I'm repeating this. I said that it is measuring the total current. Okay, so basically they want to know what will happen to the total current when we open this switch. So when you open this switch, we are removing the 13 ohms resistor, meaning that the total resistance is increasing, because basically when you remove resistors in parallel, you increasing the total resistance. And when the total resistance increases, what will happen to the current? It has to decrease. Why does it decrease? Because they are inversely proportional. You mention that and say that the voltage, the current, is inversely proportional to the resistance. So the moment you are saying the moment you remove this 13 ohms resistor by opening the switch, it means that the total resistance is increasing, meaning that the total current is decreasing. The total current actually is the reading through A2. So now you can now say what? You can now say the total current will decrease, which is the reading on emitter A2. So do try 8.4, do try 8.5. That is your 7 marks for this question, and you'll be able to give me that in the comments. That is if you care. If you don't, you'll see it in the exam. So thank you so much for watching this wonderful video, Wonderful Matrix. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends also. Stay tuned.